Immigration. Most immigrants move to foreign countries either for better employment opportunities and income or for an improved living environment. While many immigrants relocate to be better off financially, research suggests that the movement of labor between borders also improves the stability of global economy and helps it to flourish. It is argued that this is because immigrants bring diverse and scarce skills and abilities to the countries to which they immigrate. They also fulfill the eternal demand for unskilled labor in these countries. As an illustration, Australia has supported the view that the liberty of movement is a core and innate human rights principle rather than a privilege. Thanks to this, the country has prospered economically. Immigrant. Because I also moved to this country not too long ago, I understand the struggles that new immigrants face. Immigrate. I have to do a lot of paperwork in order to immigrate to Australia. Emigrate. Migrate. Immigration. At immigration. Emigration. Move. Can you help me this couch over there? Couch over there. I was so moved by the film. Movement. The ballet performance was very impressive. All of their movements were so smooth. Learning foreign language is very hard but really rewarding. For foreign language, a foreign country. I've lived in the US for so long. I sometimes feel like a foreigner in Japan. Either at a competitive consulting firm, you will either climb the ranks or leave. Either is fine. I don't like either of them. Tim hates vegetables, but he doesn't like meat either. I wonder what he eats. Either way. Income. I just had a kid, so I'll need another source of income. A high or low income earner. Improved. Eating and sleeping well are prerequisites prerequis- prerequisites prerequisites for improved quality of life. Improve. Wow, your English has really improved. Improvement. Since I started doing yoga every day, I've seen a massive improvement in sleep. Environment. Everybody is quitting because of the toxic work environment. Environmental. Environmental problems. Environmentally. Environmentally friendly. Financially. I'm aiming to be financially independent by the time I turn 40. Financial, finance. The global financial crisis suggest. Aaron suggested a book for me, so I'm going to get my hands on it tonight. My coach suggested that I drink 30 glasses of milk a day, but I think that's impossible. Suggestion. Do you have any suggestions for lunch? Labor. Our labor costs are way too high at the moment, so we shouldn't hire any more people. Manual labor, skilled labor, a labor of love. If you want to be a good teacher, you should see your job as a labor of love. Laborious, a laborious task. Laboriously. Border. We're building a wall between the US and Mexico really help with border protection. We are constantly on the borderline between breaking up and being together. Stability. Instability. I thought about moving to Paris next month, but I need some stability in my life right now. Stable. Unstable. The Wi-Fi isn't stable here. Stability. Stability. Stabilize. Stabilization. Economy. I wonder if India's economy will ever be bigger than China's. Economic. The economic situation in Italy is not great at the moment. Economical. An economical car. Economics. Flourish. Prosper. It's really important to have good mentors if you want your career to flourish. Flourishing. Prosperous. Prosperous. Argue. Let's stop arguing about what to go for dinner and just flip a coin to decide. Argument. Argumentative. Joe and Kim are having an argument again. The less you respond to argumentative people, the happier your life will be. Scarce. Quality political leaders are a bit scarce these days. Scarcely. Hardly. Scarcely anybody uses a flip phone these days. Scarcity. Scarcity value. Scale. I think my accounting skills will come in handy when I start my own business. Skilled. A skilled worker. Skillful. Skillfully. It takes a lot of practice to become a skillful surfer. Ability. Inability. How can I improve my ability to make people laugh? I'm so boring. Able. Unable. I wasn't able to answer the question that my teacher asked me. Enable. This website enables people to earn a full-time income online. Disability. Disable. Fulfill. I finally got to fulfill my childhood dream of driving a Ferrari yesterday. Fulfilled. Fulfilling. Watching the sunset makes me feel fulfilled. Fulfillment. Eternal. My love for you is external. no, eternal, eternally, eternity. I'm eternally grateful to you. Demand. The demand of AI professionals has ballooned over the past few years. In demand, supply and demand. Bilingual people are in high demand in Japan. Demanding. This course is very demanding. I have to finish 3 assignments in a couple of months. Support. I want to support you, but your argument doesn't make sense at all. Supportive. Her husband was really supportive after the baby was born. Supportively. Supporting. Liberty. Freedom. This company will give you the liberty to work from anywhere in the world. The Statue of Liberty. Take the liberty of doing. Just to let you know, I take the liberty of canceling your flight. Liberal. Conservative. When people say they have left-wing views, that means they have liberal views. Liberally. Liberalism. Liberate. Liberation. This famous musician says that music can liberate your mind from anxiety and other problems. Core. What kind of core skills do you need to become an astronaut? This video explains how to core an apple. Innate. Is perfect pitch innate? Innately. You seem innately destined. You seemed innately destined to be an artist. Your painting is just amazing. Right. Just because you have the right to speak your mind doesn't mean that you should. Just because you have the right to speak your mind doesn't mean that you should. Human rights. I'll be right back. Principle. You should know the 7 principles of business success before you start your own business. In principle. Basic principles. I agree with the plan in principle, but I'm not sure if it's actually feasible. Privilege. I get a lot of privileges working here, so I'm going to stick around for a bit. Have the privilege of doing. I'm so pleased to have the privilege of working with a smart person like you. Privileged. I don't think students from a privileged background have an advantage in getting into university. Hey, my friend mentioned that you just moved here from Sweden. It's a pretty courageous move. Are you finding it difficult to adjust? It's actually been pretty straightforward. I'll confess I was a bit stressed about meeting new people, but everyone has been incredibly friendly and authentic. The only thing I've noticed is that the road rules are a bit peculiar, and people pronounce things weirdly, but so far so good. That's really good to hear. Whereabouts are you going to live? I've just found a decent place out in the suburbs, so I'm going to move in next week once I sign the contract and get some furniture. It's nothing fancy, but it'll just be temporary until I can ponder and decide whether I should take the plunge and migrate permanently. Mention. Don't mention it. Courageous. Brave. Courageously. courageousness, courage. Have the courage to do, adjust, adjustment, adjustable, confess, confession, stressed, stressed, SB subject out, stressful, authentic, authenticity, authenticate, authentication, notice, with notice, without notice, noticeable, noticeability, noticeability, peculiar, peculiarity, peculiarity, peculiarly, peculiarly, pronounce, pronunciation, pronounced, weirdly, weird, weirdo, weird, weirdness, decent, decently, place. Do you want to come to my place? Suburb, suburban, sign, signature, a signature dish, sign-fi, contract, contractor, fancy, nothing fancy, temporary, temporarily, pounder, pounderous, ponderously, ponderousness, plunge, take the plunge and do, plunger, migrate, migrant, migration, migratory,